Might as well fuck my life up. No one's coming to save ya. Has anybody else been like their theme song lately? Or is it really just me? Is it really just me out here in the world? Oh my God, I love that song so much. Oh boy. Okay, we are back. We are back. What is going on, family? We are checking out the newest song from Petti Hendrix today. Do What I Want. I like the attitude already in the title. What else is there to say? What else is there to say? Again, fuck my life up. That shit's been on repeat for a hot minute right now. I cannot get enough of that song. I really cannot. It's one of those things with Petti, like I kind of go through like time, which songs is like the one I'm like really running to in the moments. Does that make sense? Where I'm like, when he dropped Choose Life last year, it was just like a constant, like just running through the project. And then like now I feel like I just have like different ones I'm running to. And like ever since Fuck My Life Up came out, Fuck My Life Up came out. Ever since it came out, that has been the one I've been running to. So like I said, I don't know if this one is going to replace it in the moment, or is it going to just be the banger of the moment? I don't know. I don't know what this is going to give me today. All I know is like there's always room in my playlist for Petti Hendrix because he gives me all the vibes and all the different feelings and emotions that I'm looking for. You know what I mean, in my music. So like depending on the day, the time, and the mood, there's a Petti Hendrix song for it. So that's what I love. I love the fact that we keep adding to it. Let's go ahead and see what this Do What I Want is all about today. I love it. I love it. Let's let it cook from the top, fam. I'm really liking this punk rock energy to it. Like off the rip, it's like a good time. You know what I mean? Like it's like a let's fucking go, like from the very beginning. You know what I mean? Like it's just got great energy to it. I can see it already. I can see it at the show, baby. Like, it's like, let's get those fucking bodies moving. You know what I'm saying?
Is he pop? Is he rock? I'm a fucking have-not. Yeah, my life hard knock. Is he soft? Can he fight? Is he pop? Is he Mike? Is he black? Is he white? I don't give a fuck about it. No limit. Get that boy about it. Who that making all that noise?
Ooh, it's giving me the goosebumps, baby. I don't give a fuck about it. Ah, shit. Oh my God, give me the goosebumps. Is he pop? Is he rock? Trying to put me in a box? Oh! Fuck, I'm a fucking have-not. Oh, let's fucking go, fam. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, my life hard knock. Is he soft? Can he fight? Is he pop? Is he Mike? Is he black? Is he white? I don't give a fuck about it. No limit. Get that boy about it. Who that?
Yeah, that boy about it. Ah, that shit is so fire. Oh my God.
Give a fuck about it. No limit. Get that boy about it. Who that? Making all that noise. Who that one that the ladies adore. They ain't let us through the front. We coming through the back door. I do what I want. I do what I want. You do what you can. I do what I want. I fuck who I want. I buy what I want. I get what I want. Cause I do what I want. So fuck all that noise. Fuck all that noise. I do what I want. So fuck all that noise. Fuck all that noise. I do what I want. Crip boy blood. Gangsta or a thug. I'm just me, motherfucker. I ain't none of the above. I ain't real rock. He ain't got a band to play the drum. I can.
Oh my God, I love the voice. He's like the tempo of these verses, man. It's got like a lot of this like fucking like swag about it. You know what I mean? I feel like, when you're mixing that shit together with like, again, like that punk rock energy, that is fucking fire, fam. Fucking fire. It's like I said, it's got all that same like aggression from like both genres, right? Where it's like, that's what's great about punk rock, is that punk rock is always the anti, right? And that's what's great about hip hop too, is hip hop is a lot of the anti. You know what I mean? So it's got that same fucking energy. Let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. This is the energy I needed in my life today.
Fuck all that noise. I do what I want. Crip boy blood. Gangsta or a thug. I'm just me, motherfucker. I ain't none of the above. I ain't real rock. He ain't got a band to play the drum. I can't tell if it's real, if
God, talk about it, fam. Hold on. Let him cook today. He talking. He is fucking talking. Oh my God. I feel like every time that he starts getting like, I feel like every time that he starts like getting into like his real, like I'm gonna go there back. I'm gonna go there, like where it's like where you're almost kind of. I feel like in a moment you might almost like a little bit like you as like the artist, right? Like you might have like these moments where it's like, am I being too raw? Am I being too open? You know what I mean? Where I'm like, go there, fam, go there. Talk about this shit on your fucking mind.
If it's real, if it's fake or for fun. I don't like the way he dance. I don't like his leather pants to be.
I don't like the way he danced. I don't like his leather pants. Like it's a comment section. You know what I mean? Like fucking talk about it, fam.
I don't like his leather pants to be honest, bro. I don't like the color of his skin.
And then he's talking about it right there. To be honest, bro, I don't really like the color of his skin. I hate to like just stop in the middle of like what is such a fucking vibe of a song, right? And then to just kind of stop and get into like more serious subject matter this way. But like he addresses it specifically, so I feel like I gotta talk about it because it's important to talk about it, right? So. I try really hard to try to like not get into like political conversations like on my channel because I try to make sure that I try to just promote and speak and talk about nothing but unity and peace and love and again the idea more of unity, right? Where I personally don't think that human rights are political. I don't think that's a political conversation, but I think a lot of people make it political. And when we're diving into especially anything to do with race relations, it absolutely becomes political immediately. So I've talked about this in some of I think my early Petti Hendrix videos, where I talked about the fact that of him being black and doing more traditional like punk rock or pop punk or just anything to do with rock music is that how much I loved the fact that he was doing it, because there's so few people that look like Petti Hendrix that are black or brown, anything but white, right? You know what I mean? Like it's a very heavily white genre. So anybody who's non-white within the genre, I get really excited about, because there's not enough diversity in rock music. It's obviously at the most that it's ever been, because we are at the most progressive of any kind of time in human history. But at the same time, we're also kind of fighting a lot of trying to go backwards with some of the progression. And when he says that line, when he's like, "Well, just be honest, bro, I'm really just not a fan of the color of his skin." There's so many people out there in the world that think that because he's black, he shouldn't even be doing this kind of music. That they don't like to see that in this genre, because there still is a lot of issues with human rights and race relations, especially in the United States of America. I can't speak for the rest of the world, right? But just because it's the best that it's ever been doesn't mean that we're still where we're supposed to be. And that's kind of the issue when it comes to progress and change. Is just because we've come so far doesn't mean that the work is over. If anything, some people are going to come and try to tear all that work that we've done down and try to go all the way backwards to the point where, we wouldn't even allow someone like a Petti Hendrix to be within this kind of genre of music, right? Not to say that would ever happen, or that to say that the music industry specifically is doing that, but just societally. If people could have their way, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of like things that are just Excuse me. There's just a lot of things going backwards right now in time. And so like when I hear stuff like that and I see stuff like that, especially like in this kind of music where like when I first heard his music, I got so excited about the fact that I'm like, oh my God, there's a black guy doing like pop punk shit. I'm like, that's fire as fuck. You know what I mean? But as much as it's hard for any artist to make it and have themselves be heard and their voices be heard the way that they would want them to be heard. It's tough when you also have a lot of unspoken biases that people will never say out loud. And there are going to be people that as soon as they just see that there's a black man doing rock music, that they're going to automatically be like, nah, they don't want any part of it. They don't even want to hear it. They don't even want to hear what he's saying. And I think that's what's so awesome about his music is like, I love artists that tell their stories, that give us a part of themselves in their music. And I feel like that's one thing that I've noticed about Petti Hendrix from the very, very beginning. First song I ever listened to, every song ever since then has always been the same thing, where it's like, this is this guy. He's not putting on some sort of like show. He's not putting on some sort of front. He's not just trying to like skate in some lane where he's becoming something like of a uniqueness, if that makes any sense. He's doing the music he wants to make. And like I feel like you can feel that because I feel like he gets experimental. He tries different sounds. He does different things, and he comes out with these different ideas. But I feel like it's all him, man. I don't feel like it's anything that he's just. I feel all the authenticity, and it's sad to me to sit there and think that like to hear him even put a line in the song about that about the fact that like he's even talking about the color of his skin thing, because I'm like that breaks my fucking heart. Just to hear that when I want nothing more than everybody to hear his music. Does that make sense? Where it's just like, I don't care who you are, what kind of background you have. If you like authentic, raw music and you like somebody who puts their heart and their soul into everything, I feel like that's what he does. And I love the fact that he doesn't like specifically fall into one particular category and genre this way. He's got a lot of this again, kind of like hip hop kind of flair to him, but also so much just like punk rock energy to him. Does that make sense? Where it really just, this is this dude. You know what I mean? It's not some sort of like show and some sort of like just facade that I see so many other artists out here like doing. Does that make sense? Where it's just like you see so many people like almost being caricatures of things, but all I see when I see him is like, this is this guy. This is this guy, and I feel like this dude's fire, man. This guy is a punk rock fucking like legend in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I love what the fuck he does, man. I love what the fuck he does. And that's what I'm saying, man. It just bothers me so much, and it makes me so sad to like I said, even just hear like the lines in the song like that, because that what I feel like I've always taken from him is the real what he's going through in his life and the things that are on his brain that way. And when he's got to talk about something like that, it's because that is still majorly a part of the conversation for Black Americans every day, not just artists, but Black Americans in general. And times are scary, man. Times are scary. That's all I'm saying. And as much as we might be making some steps backwards, I really hope that we can come together as humans and really just be bigger than a lot of the hate and fear mongering that I think is being pushed onto society today. Because yeah, I feel like I've talked enough, yo. I feel like I've talked enough, man. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. I am fucking long-winded as fuck today. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it, yo. Let's get back to it. Let's try to stay on the song today, John. Let's try to stay on the song. Again, I never try to talk about this stuff. I hate it because there's so much to say, there's so much to, like I said, I'm very passionate about this subject, and it's one thing, like I said, I just try to not talk about a lot of things that are, I don't want to ever piss people off. I don't want to ever say the wrong thing accidentally. And again, I'm more about the idea and the concepts of trying to bring people together, because I think that's what music does. I think it puts all of our differences and sides apart, and we're able to come together for one reason or another. And I think that it opens the door for us to be able to experience things with other people that we might not typically always be around or see. And I think that if we have an open enough of a heart as people, that we can experience these things that we might have get out and meet new people, man. Get out and meet new people. Talk to new people. I think that you'll learn something new. I think that's really all I'm trying to say. Is like don't judge situations that you've never been a part of. Don't judge people that you've never had interactions with, and get out and talk to somebody that doesn't look anything like you. You know what I mean? Like make some new friends. You know what I mean? Like, that's more what I'm getting at. When you go to the next concert and you look around and there's people that don't look like you, make some new friends. Talk to somebody. You might learn something about yourself. You might learn something about them. You know what I mean? Okay, I've talked long enough. Let's get back to the song, fans. Let's get back to the song.
I like the way he dance, I don't like his leather pants. To be honest, bro, I don't like the color of his skin. They say black made rock, here we go with that again. Hey, Derry here, Petti, who the hell you think you is? I do what I want, I do what I want. You do what you can, I do what I want. I fuck who I want, I buy what I want. I get what I want, cause I do what I want. So fuck all that noise, fuck all that noise. I do what I want. So fuck all that noise, fuck all that noise. I do what I want. I do what I want, I fuck who I want, I buy what I want, I get what I want, cause I do what I want. I do what I want, I do what I want, you do what you can, I do what I want, I fuck who I want, I buy what I want, I get what I want, cause I do what I want. So fuck all that noise, fuck all that noise. I do what I want, so fuck all that noise, fuck all that noise. I do what I want, so fuck all that noise, fuck all that noise. So fuck all that noise, fuck all that noise. I do what I
want. Again, like I said, all the punk rock energy on this shit, yo. It's like a Rager song. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love the energy. I'm automatically thinking live show perspective of like high energy in your face. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think it's fire. I think it's fire. I've got so many thoughts. And I feel like I got very caught up on that particular line in this song today. But I think it's a very important conversation to have. And I didn't want to just ignore the to me what I felt was kind of like almost like the elephant in the room line of the song, particularly in this particular case. I really like the fact that he kind of like went through in those verses kind of like a lot of like what you hear in the chatter out there in the world. You know what I mean? Again, the comment sections, the internets of the world, and like, just all the loud talking of like what people think about you, or what when they think you're not paying attention. And I feel like this is obviously like a direct response to that, right? Where it's just like I'm gonna make the music that I want. This is the lifestyle that I live. You know, this is me. This is exactly like, you know, it's a rebellious attitude. You know what I mean? And I feel like that totally shines through on this. I think that's really all I got for this one, y'all. I think I've said a lot. Make sure you go give some love and support to Petti Hendrix for sure. If you're at this point in the video, make sure you for sure do that. Yeah, I'm stoked, man. I don't know. Like I said, I think that's all I really got in terms of like, I haven't heard anything or seen anything about any kind of like upcoming albums or anything like that right now. I think we're just kind of like dropping music as we're going along. I feel like with each drop and each release, he's kind of trying something like new and different and experimenting with different like stuff on like the social media and stuff like that. I think everything's been working out really sick. But yeah, I feel like he just stayed on his grind, staying making music, and I'm like, I love artists that do stuff like this. So I think it's sick that, like, you know, we're just seeing a continual trend of like, it's never really that long before you hear the next Petti Hendrix song. So I just love the fact that we're staying consistent with that, and I think that's really dope. And I think we're just continuing to put out a lot of good quality as we're building the catalog up of like what he's got out there in the world. So yeah, I think it's sick, man. I think that's all I got. Be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.